Hey everyone, Nick here looking at Beyond Meat. Down 9% today. Last week I said it was vulnerable. It was down. I said this Sunday, by the way, we had a charting session that was live for a couple of hours. And thank you for those who could attend. The invite went out a little later than usual, but anyway. So back to Beyond Meat. In my note yesterday, I said it's not done falling. I didn't know about the pre-open action. I mean, it was early in the day, so we didn't have an idea. And there are some confusing headlines. On the way up, it had several spikes on the same headlines, I thought. And then I thought I was confused because everybody was so sure there were new headlines, and now it's like the opposite headline coming out. It's like, forget the headlines. You know what you know about the company. You love what you love and you hate what you hate. Just trade your opinion. Forget what the, quote, experts say. The media is designed to mislead everybody because clickbait is a real thing, and that's how they function. They cannot get attention unless there's wow factor in the headline. So they tend to create them. And in this case, let's just try to trade it based on technicals. Well, if you want to include the fundamentals, I can tell you this is not a cheap stock. This is not a cheap stock. It shouldn't be a cheap stock. They're trying to establish something new. They have the first mover advantage. They're probably not the first mover, but in the eyes of Wall Street, they are. I say it's not cheap, not because it loses money. I don't care about that. It's a startup. They should lose money. I care about the fact that there's 21 years worth of sales priced into their stock price right now. This is not the worst. The worst that I've seen is Zoom, over 100. So if you buy the Zoom shares right now, you're paying 100 years worth of their total sales in the stock price today. That is lunacy. Lunacy, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but just for gauge, Facebook is like 9, Amazon is like 4, 5, 4, 3.5, Apple is like 6, just to give you an idea. And these are growers. I mean, Amazon grows 30% a year for over a decade, so it's not like it's a slouch. So I don't know what they expect out of Zoom to price it at 100 times its total sales. Anyway, back to this story, Beyond Meat. So the fundamentals are valid. There are a lot of people that want to eat fake meat, some for health reasons, others for moral reasons, some for both. You save the earth, you save yourself. You cannot deny it. So if you think Beyond Meat is going to replace meat, you're wrong. Like the CEO says, he's wrong. We're humans. We crave meat. And some of us don't like it. Others love it. So there will still remain those same factions going forward. The only way we'd stop eating meat is if we run out of them. And by the way, I heard a comedian once say, just a levity here, you know that there wouldn't be any cows if we didn't eat cows, kind of a deal. So probably there's too many cows concentrated in one place, thereby hurting the environment. So both sides are right. Both extremes are wrong. This is what I'm saying. If you think that there will not be human consumption of meat, that's wrong. If you think that there shouldn't be non-meat consumption by humans, that's wrong. They're both needed. So let them do their thing. Let's talk about charts. And there is a lot of information in the charts. So today I issued an alert in my system to say, I can catch the falling knife. I like to catch falling knives that big. 10% drop in one day on high VIX. And it's good because then people are scared. Then you sell lottery tickets way down here. In fact, the lottery ticket I sold, I'm not mentioning it here because it's not a specific trade entry, is not even on this chart. How about that? It's not even in view. And it's still a gigantic amount of money. Anyway, so this is a place to catch the falling knife if you dare, if you know the company. But I have to stop myself out at 125, especially if I'm catching it with traditional methods. It looks like they lost a neckline up here, and the downside of that neckline should be lower. I do see support here from this cluster and this breakout and this neckline. So I see support. It might not be the perfect bottom, but from a trading perspective, I don't want to ride it down further than 125, me personally, because that's where they just stopped. Why would they lose it if they don't have worse intention? The second place where might find support is 116 and change. So if I fall to 116 and I'm still long, I don't get out to see what happens there. And if that's lost, then they're probably going to fill the gap. So this is how a decisions making process goes. 125 is probably the quickest stop. The other one is around 120, 116. If that's lost, then they're probably going to fill this gap. This is a fast mover. Let me see if I had lines on there before. I do have lines. I keep them. I keep the notes. They help my readers and viewers, and it just helps me. So let's look at here. So was resistance, now support. So now they're at that support. What's going to happen there? But even if I didn't have all these lines, I can tell you one thing. I mean, it's very simple. For me, they say, okay, what are the tools that I need in order to be a technical analyst? I only need eyeballs. I don't need any tools. So it's all about levels. I see one level right here that was a battle. I see one level just below it that was an emphatic bounce. I see a level right here that was a place of breakout, therefore coming back to it is totally normal and okay, and this can be said at here and here and here. So choose the level that fits the time frame. That's where I don't make mistakes. I don't buy hopium personally. I like to sell into fear. So if I want to do a two-front model, I would sell into fear on bad days, and then when I see stabilization and or a breakout from levels, then I would chase with upside hope. So I don't expect a rally. I do expect support, so I can monetize that by selling fear against it. That's as simple as that. Check your emotions at the door. I mean, this is one of those stocks that's highly emotional for some reason, because it is a passionate. I have friends that are diehard vegans, and one of them actually made a very famous movie, and you know, he's the absolute perfect reason why this is a valid concept. And then I have friends that are like diehard meat eaters. If the doctor told them to stop eating, oh, I can't stop eating meat. That's totally freaking ridiculous. If meat is killing you, you should be able to stop eating meat. What the hell kind of statement is that? So it is emotional. Trade it using help from the charts. Nick signing out. Oh, down below there's a link to subscribe to this channel. Do it. Also, check out the chat room. We do this all day, every day, even on the weekends.